Los Angeles Lakers have been trying to get their hands on Jalen Duren for quite some time. This Bleacher Report trade proposes that Austin Reeves come to Detroit, which he has basically one more year in his contract at about 13 plus million. He has a player option after this year for 14 plus, more than likely, unless some type of situation happens, injury or something. He's probably going to opt out. So you got him on a 1 year deal, 13 million. The Pistons will send a 37 pick this year. Simone Finicini and Jalen Duren to the Lakers. And basically what Bleacher Report is saying here is that the Pistons are more interested in the stretch five. Therefore, they will trade Duren, get Austin Reeves, and then make another run at a stretch five. So Miles Turner, I believe, probably will remain in Indiana. So you have to have an idea that you're going to go get a stretch five. So when you start talking about Giannis trade, which that ain't gonna happen. You start talking about Boog, Trey Young, whoever else, Zion. What becomes your priority if you were to pull the trigger on this deal? It becomes to find a center that can shoot. You know what I'm saying? And some of the plays, Jaren Jackson Jr., which I feel like if you got a center who gonna get you 4 or 5 rebounds and live at the 3-point line, can you change his mentality? He don't have the mentality to be a starting center. That's the problem there. And then you start talking about Jabari Smith. He played the same thing. He don't have the grit and toughness to play as a five, but those would be escape. Those would be escape routes. I look at Laurie Markin. I look at him more as a power forward wing type of power forward, more than him being on the inside and banging with Jokic and those type of guys. Could you put a stopgap out there and use Brook Lopez and just rotate him in with Paul Reed and Isaiah Stewart and get it through the season? Maybe you look at the Cleveland Cavaliers. They've been trying to get rid of Jared Allen. Could you get Jared Allen? But he's not a stretch five. I'm just talking about emergency situations. So you start going around the league and say, okay, if we don't get Miles Turner, you know what I'm saying, we dumping this kid. What are we going to bring in return? Because a lot of the other alternative options is like, where's Valanciunas playing at? I don't know no more. So now you're going around and you searching for guys that can stretch and shoot the ball. And a lot of the guys that you may be able to get, Mitchell Robinson from the Knicks, he can't stretch and shoot the ball. So there's questions to be had there. So where do you go to find, these guys that can really, if Miles Turner don't work out, or what's the backup plan? You know what I'm saying? What's the backup plan? Is somebody in the draft? So you don't want to let Duren walk, and then you like, because a lot of the other alternative plans I could think of, Mitchell Robinson, Clint Capella might be free. You know what I'm saying? Like would you be willing to take on Rudy Gobert's contract just to bring him in Detroit? I don't think you're willing to do that. So a lot of the alternative options are big fellas. Now maybe you go to Sacramento and they may be about to tear it down, and maybe you can get Domantas Sabonis there. So you better have 3 or 4 options, or you better have something in play where if we lose this Duren guy and we gone, a lot of people say, oh, Duren could leave, but they forget 22, 23 years old. There's a reason why the Los Angeles Lakers have an infatuation with him. And if you're just saying, I just want somebody that can shoot the ball and give us more space, I don't think that's the answer. I think the answer is putting on the tape of Dwight Howard, on the court, by the way, showing him Patrick Ewing and Kim Olajuwon and dominating the paint. I just don't understand why this is train of thought that I need a big fella to be at the 3-point line. That makes no sense. Teach these guys to post up and get a bucket, demand a double team, and you'll get better looks on the outside. I just don't understand the thinking about the thinking. That's like saying I'm gonna take a 38 and go shoot from the roof and try to shoot somebody 90 yards instead of taking my sniper. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. I know that 30 ain't gonna reach 90 yards. If I take this sniper, I got range. So why take a shotgun and try to shoot somebody? That's a better analogy. From 90 fucking yards, but I can get this damn sniper rifle, get it done and be done with it. You know what I'm saying? So they want to turn shotguns into sniper rifles, and I just don't feel like it worked that way. 1 second, somebody text me. Oh, my bad. So if they truly infatuated with a stretch five, get one to back them up. Bring a Kelly Olynyk or Brook Lopez in or somebody like that to bag them up. But if they willing to lose, you know, a young guy like that, and he go out there and be a stud in LA, I ain't even trying to hear it, bro. Like, the NBA got a conspiracy there. I'm keeping Jalen Duren. I mean, 20, what is he, 21, 22 years old? 20, like, bullshit. And he started to figure it out and you ship him out. I don't care if he can. You don't have to shoot to be successful. There's been plenty of players in this league who didn't shoot a three and they were very successful. They've watered down the game is just chucking up a bunch of threes. If you put them in a gym with the 86 Celtics or some of them teams from they would absolutely lose. For one, they couldn't even get past dribbling the ball. That's when we had a conversation. Kyrie, the greatest dribbler, all they do is carry. Ever since Allen Iverson, that's my favorite player, they allow palming and carrying the ball. They don't dribble the ball the right way. All of this and that, that's carrying. That's palming the ball. You know what I'm saying? That's carrying and palming the ball. So we had those conversations about who the best ball handler of all time. I'll be laughing. Because most of these dudes, every time they dribble the ball, it'll be palming and carrying if we going by the rules. But they changed the rules so much to accommodate the bullshit in sports that, you know, it ain't organic no more. Dribbling has been a lost sport. Guys can't dribble. All they do is carry and travel all up the court. That's all they do. But nonetheless, I mean, if they make the deal as far as for Austin Reeves, you know, he said he didn't want to be in Detroit. Maybe it was because of the rut or the situation they was in. You know, Vincent said they was going to draft him. He said he didn't want to be drafted. He'd rather be on a drafted free agent. Will he be welcome to come in here now that the situation has changed? You got to talk to him because you ain't trading Duren. Basically, you trading Duren for him and some picks, and you get absolutely, you know, and then Austin Reeves walk after next season. You get nothing. As far as the fit, I think it's a good fit. Seeing him play, shoot, pass the ball, you know, take people off the dribble. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna command some bread next year. You know, young, command some bread, can shoot. You know, can get to the rim and do some things. You know, but you know, is that more enticing than a Kobe White or a Devin Booker? Is that more enticing than I mean, really, that's on the backcourt really go into. You know, basically, you could play him at the three. You could play him with a star. Is he more enticing than Jaden Ivey? I mean, there's some of the questions you got to ask yourself. You prefer him over Jalen Green? You know, so you got to ask yourself that. If that move enough to put the Pistons over the top? No, it's a good move. If you add, you know, another piece with him, if you add a Giannis or Lauri Markkanen or somebody like that, then you know, maybe you cooking a little bit, but I like Austin Reeves. He's done a great job in the Lakers, but I won't say they have to make the deal, but I'd like to hear y'all opinion on it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the link in the description. The first link, the link tree, will take you to my Instagram, my X, my Facebook, my main channel, everywhere, everything else. Check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. Peace.